Hello, my beautiful and valuable friends, and welcome back. I'm Titivik. In today's peaceful video, we are going to discuss how to deal with loneliness, self-isolation, and how to feel more connected to people. In today's video, it's going to be a transformative video because I think it's really needed for our society because we are so much invested in a virtual life that we have lost connection to the reality. Before I start, let me tell you that you can book one-to-one session with me. You can do online courses. I have a special website, it's linked below, and you can do very interesting courses about self-esteem, self-love. If you require more help with this subject, these courses will help you because you can do them on on the comfort of your house with a beautiful tea or some lovely salad you're eating, something healthy, put your candles and see me sitting there talking with you, teaching you for hours so you can benefit and grow. And of course, any luxury items, anything you see on my videos, any beautiful dresses that I wear, that I design, everything is available for you to purchase. This channel is created for you to benefit. And of course, thank you so much for generous donations. So let's start. Number one, what we will discuss today in regards of loneliness, self-isolation, and how to actually learn to be alone, and do we need to be alone, is actually determining the level of loneliness. Now, you see, if I am in relationship and I see my man 2-3 times a week and we spend 10-15 hours together and I am content, and one day I need to, for example, be on my own, that I don't see him, I can't call it loneliness because I'm still content in my relationship. If I have family and relatives and siblings and I have friends that I'm seeing, but there is, for example, one day, Sunday, that I'm at home and I'm sleeping and I'm just resting from the whole week, I can't call that loneliness because I still have all around people around me. If I am very involved with my child, for example, if I have children, if I have animals and I take them for a walk and I feel very fulfilled with them, but then one day, I don't know, maybe my husband takes my children, to the park and I'm alone at home, that doesn't mean I'm lonely. So I want you to actually determine your loneliness level. That actually some people of us, they are not lonely, but we think, okay, if one moment I'm alone, then I'm lonely. I want you to understand that you have to determine the level of loneliness. So if you write down, imagine you take a page, you can do it with me as well. In that paper, I want you to write down how many days per week you are completely alone. Let's do this way, okay? So take a paper or a notepad, whichever is better for you, and write down how many days per week am I completely alone? That I don't see my friends, I don't see my man. Maybe, if you live with a man, that maybe he's on a business trip. How many days? If you have 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, you are not lonely. Don't worry. It's all good. But now there are people, that is a fact, that actually 7 days a week, they are alone. So if in your chart you have more than 6-7 days a week that you're completely alone, then you can understand your loneliness level is big. So when you understand actually percentage wise how much time I'm spending completely alone, we can then understand the reason why you're lonely, because you are spending all your days completely on your own. You will say a lot of people are on their own, they're happy. Not really. That's the biggest lie I've ever heard. So now let's go back quickly for that determining level of loneliness. I want you to understand that if you have 1-2 days, you're good, you're healthy. That's not loneliness, that's aloneness. That's a very big difference. Loneliness and aloneness are different things. I am right now alone. Of course, my angels are here, my teddy bears are here, my flowers, everyone is here, God is here, is watching me, you are here listening to me, but I am alone right now. But I am not lonely right now. I'm making video, I look beautiful, I'm very happy right now, I'm sharing something with you. What loneliness are you talking about? So because I am alone does not mean I am lonely, and I want you to completely change this perspective and say that actually, if I determine the level of loneliness that I have, it's not high, it's actually really, really low, because I'm good. I'm not even lonely, I'm just alone, I'm on my own. Now, the second part is that I want you to have actually healthy alone time. Now, if you feel that you feel very lonely, there is only one way how to deal with this, is actually to go to such a big extreme that your heart bursts. It's like, I can't do it anymore. So if you feel very lonely or isolated, I want you to completely isolate yourself and completely become so lonely that you want to cry every day. So you'll say, but why? Why do we need to go to this extreme? Have you noticed when you are afraid of something, if something bothers you and you escape it, that kind of runs after you anyway. So what's the point of running? What if I just look at it? Some people say face it, face your fears. I personally think the fears are complete false, because there is nothing to be afraid of. All these phobias are man-created. No child is afraid of anything. Look at children, how they're jumping, running. You're like, oh, it's like a superheroes. They have no fear. But the parent is like, oh, be careful. Oh, you will fall. Oh, don't touch this. Oh, this is hot. And then they install fears. That's why I say all fears are installed. So can I just remove these chips, this programming out of me? I don't have any fear. I don't have fear that I'm going to be alone, that I will not get married and I will not have my Rolls Royce. I don't have any fear. Of course I'm going to get married. Of course my Rolls Royce. I'm just choosing the color right now. So fears are installed. And so now have healthy alone time will make you actually go to the extreme of loneliness that you've never experienced before. It's like an abandonment issue. If you have to be feeling abandoned. You have to soak in this abandonment. And then you'll be like, that's not that scary as it seems. That's actually okay. I don't feel abandoned. But if you don't face it, if you don't look at it, if you don't have healthy alone time, you will never be able to heal loneliness wound. Loneliness is something that is actually given to us. If parents didn't love us, if we talk about what loneliness is actually coming from, where it's coming from, it's actually from very unloved, very unneeded state of that, oh, you're not needed as a child. You're not loved as a child. You're not seen as a child. You're not heard as a child. So you grew up as adult in a child's body with a child's mind that, oh, no one loves me. I need to be alone. And this is a learned behavior. So when you have healthy alone time, you are able to tackle and actually tap into your wounding from the childhood. Why do I feel lonely? Well, obviously my parents were not there when I was growing up. So I've always been on my own. So I'm used to being on my own. And it's very actually interesting. There are people who are always with their families. Like if you especially look at Middle Eastern families, they're always with their families because that's their culture. So it sometimes comes from the culture. So when you're having healthy alone time, you are able to look at the pattern and face it. And when you are becoming very lonely, dwell in it, cry, stay alone. And then your heart is going to open and say, okay, I need a change now. I want change in my life. I realize I have this wound. I want a healing now. I want my medicine now. Number 3, I want you to understand and realize the original human design. Human being is not designed to be alone. And I always say, our God, our Father, if you believe in God, even He doesn't want to be alone. Even God, if we look, He has 3 personalities. Not personalities, but personas, correct? The God Father, God Son, God Holy Spirit. So even with Him, He still has three people involved in the group. Of course, it's all Him. But isn't that interesting that even God has fellowship inside of the Trinity? Isn't that interesting that the sun has a partner in moon, that the sky has a partner with the ground? Everything has this like a fellowship and community. All animals are with each other. Genders are mixing with each other. There is a female gender and a male gender. And all animals, even by their instincts, birds, fish in the sea, they're all having families and babies. So no one is truly alone. So human is designed to not be alone. And God has created us to have fellowship with Him. He created us as His friends. Oh, my son, my daughter, my family. So even God doesn't want to be alone. Why do you think you need to be alone? I want to open everyone's eyes and say it is not okay to be alone. It is not okay to be single. It is not okay to feel lonely. It is not okay. And you know, everyone is lying to you. It's okay to be alone. Just take your camera, just make videos, and it's okay. You will have a community. Virtual community is not real. Yes, it's nice to talk here. It's lovely. I appreciate everyone. But if you think about it, that is not real. You live in different countries. You don't talk with each other. You don't know each other. People who comment, do you guys know each other? I'm sure you don't. So it's a false community. I'm here to help you. I'm here to guide you. But I'm very honest. I'm going to open your eyes that it's not okay to be alone. It's not okay to be on your phone. It's not okay to become influencer and just sit at home with four walls and see nobody and just talk with people virtually. It is not okay to be alone. A human being is not designed to be alone. We perish and we die and we get sick because we are alone. Now, of course, you need to, if you went to work and then you come and you go to bed, like, it's okay. You have to, have some time to recharge and then you go see people. But if your whole lifestyle is built by you being alone, we have an issue in here. Human being is not designed to always be lonely on him, alone with herself or with himself, drive alone in a car, sleep alone in a bed, eat alone at the desk. You're not designed like that. In general, human beings were always with their tribes. We always had people around us. We had our families, our relatives. We lived with our parents and with our siblings. And even if siblings get married, we were still living in the same house, in the same tent, in the same tribe. We saw each other every day. We cooked with each other. And not only me and my family as a tribe, but also all other women in my tribe. We cook together, we clean together, we go and collect berries together. My child is going to be in your hand. Your child is going to be in my hand. A whole tribe was raising kids. Now you have a kid, you close in your little apartment, you don't even talk to your neighbors, you're alone. You're independent, you're strong. You order everything online, you don't even open the door. A parcel is coming, you don't even open the door. You're so arrogant. You are wounded, actually. You're not arrogant. You're wounded to your core. It's not okay to be alone. And I want you to tell to yourself, it's not okay for me to be alone. I'm created. I'm designed to be with people. I'm designed to love and be loved. It's not okay for me to be alone. So let me work on this to prevent myself, to remove myself from this situation that I'm always alone. Why am I always alone? Of course I deserve to have everything I desire. And that means people. That means community. That means love around me. Now, number 4, what I want to discuss with you is refuse isolation and, in general, self-isolating lifestyle. More and more, I see nowadays that it's becoming complete norm, that people are so isolated, they don't even know how to talk to each other. When I walk and I see these beautiful families, and sometimes, the door open and you can see 2-3 girls come and then their mom is there and their auntie's there. I can't, my whole heart is melting, especially when I see, sisterhood. Then I see men, in the same car, 2-3 guys driving, listening to the music, enjoying themselves. I love it. So refuse self-isolation. In general, refuse isolating lifestyle. Refuse doing everything on your own. Take yourself on a date alone. Yes, I'm not against it. I go out alone sometimes. But I get so much more pleasure when I go out with a man. I get so much pleasure when I go out with my friend. Last time I went out with my friend, and we went to the beautiful shopping together, and then we went to buy makeup together as well. Then we went to have some food, some lovely lunch, and then the whole day run. We spent like 9-10 hours, and then the evening was coming. She's like, I'm hungry, shall we go for dinner? And we went to the beautiful jazz restaurant with the live music, saxophone was playing, we were having lovely dinner, and then our men joined us. It was magic. And in the end, I was like, oh, we spent like 15-17 hours together. The whole day we were together. And I went to bed with the biggest smile on my face, with the biggest joy. And she was texting me next day. She was like, it was so lovely to be with you. To be with you. We don't value each other anymore. We don't value human beings. To be with you. I want to be with you. Tell that to your friend, tell that to your relatives, tell that to your man or to your woman. But it's not okay that you are choosing to isolate yourself. And you know, the reason that self-isolation is so easy, remember years ago when we had a situation when we needed to isolate ourselves, which of course comes from a specific programming, you know, we're not going to touch this political behavior, but we know that it was planned. But that self-isolation behavior disconnect people around the world. It ruined families, it disturbed the whole society, it disturbed the mental health of people, it disturbed us. And that was planned. So we can be addicted to social media. That was planned so we can have no people skills anymore. Because if you divide people, that's when they are weak. That's when they can be manipulated like little sheep. Because human beings are incredibly strong when they're together. Look at the war. How the war is won. By men together attacking. But not one man with a stick, little stick. No, it's a group, collective power. No one can go to the war by himself. No one will win. So when we got divided because of the isolation, we got used to isolation. And that's very, very damaging. That has to go in a history book. That now that's what is happening with the social media addiction of people being so distant to each other, just posting and smiling at each other. That's all a lie. I don't believe any picture that you post. I don't believe you. So stop lying that you're happy. Because you're alone in your apartment, faking it, doing the brand deals for me to look at your picture. I know you're unhappy. Come out of that shelf, go out, meet people. So refuse isolating lifestyle means that you are not practicing isolation anymore. The government is not forcing you to isolate anymore. Why are you at home every day? If throughout the week you do not go out one time, then we have a problem. You have to be out. Forget about your job if you're going to work. You say, I'm going to work, I'm going to school. That is not called going out. Going out, if it's a Saturday night, you go out with your friend for dinner. Or it's a Sunday night or Sunday morning, you go for brunch with your family. Going out means going out. Going out doesn't mean work or study. So refuse. It's a very strong word I chose. You can even go further. Rebuke. Refuse and rebuke isolating lifestyle. It is mentally damaging you. You cannot be on your own and survive and be strong and mentally healthy. You will not be able to do that. Even Jesus had 12 apostles. 12. Of course, there is a meaning behind the number, but it was not one. It was 12. So in case, if John, if Matthew, okay, then I'm with Luke. You know, it's like he knew what he was doing. Jesus was surrounded with people all the time. Of course, he had his alone time with God to pray, to rest, to sleep, to regenerate, but he was surrounded with people. We don't read anywhere Jesus was isolating on a mountain, doing meditation. We don't hear these kind of things. He was in the world with people. We listen and we read that he was dancing on a wedding. He was not isolating himself. He was having fun, enjoying his life. So why we don't learn anything? I sometimes ask people, you know, whoever you believe, you know, whatever Quran you read, Bible you read, whatever religion you belong to, spirituality, whatever you believe, why you do not practice what you're learning about those things? Why you don't practice? Refuse isolating yourself and say, I'm going to make a plan. First of all, travel. Second of all, I'm going to meet my friends. Third of all, I'm going to plan. Every Saturday, I'm going out for this dinner. Doesn't matter. If every Saturday you go out, it means you went out 4 times a month. So from 30 days, I am sure you can find 4 days. Stop self-isolating. Stop self-punishing. Isolation is punishment. In a tribal times, when we used to get isolated, it means the tribe rejected us. So why do you reject yourself? It's very harmful. People die because they're isolated, because they're alone. People get sick and they die and no one even knows. It's very, very serious what you're doing and what other people are doing. That's why I'm making this video. Now, number 5, I want you to understand and remove actually social media influence from your life. I want you to ask yourself how many apps you have. If you're on a dating apps, I will tell you immediately remove it because it's not real. People are not looking for anything serious in there, and you are not only one. They have 20 people like you. You are not special. And I've not really heard or met anyone myself, and I met a lot of people, I know a lot of people who actually met online and their relationship blossomed. I don't know anyone. I heard that this person knows this uncle who has a niece. This is all stories. Remove yourself from dating apps. Meet people in a real life. Meet a man in a real life. Meet a woman in a real life. Now, the second apps are all the games, all the things that are wasting your time. All the gambling games, little toy games. You don't need that. As an adult, read a book. You don't need that. It is wasting your life. And you're paying for those apps, some of you. It's just ridiculous. I will never in my life. The third apps you want to really look at too is the very shallow and commercialized apps. You know, if you see that TikTok is not fulfilling you and causing you mental illness, remove it. If you see Instagram is fake and everyone is fake and everyone you follow is fake, remove it. What's the point? Just to have that I have an Instagram? I'm very particular what I post. And if I would not be a public person, no one would even know that I exist. But I'm here to serve you. You're very lucky that God actually gave a calling for me to serve you, to help you, to guide you, to teach you these things. You're very lucky because you would never see me. So you're very lucky, you're very blessed. You need to feel very privileged that I'm here talking to you and honored and very, very joyful. But if you're not a public person, if you don't have your TV show like I do, you should not be trying to get followers and try to be influencer. I'm never going to be influencer, in fact. There are certain things that I can do. There are certain methods that I can use to grow very fast, but I don't want to grow very fast my channel. I want it to be very boutique channel. I'm not looking to have 10 million subscribers. I don't need that. I personally prefer to have 1 subscriber, 10 subscriber, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, but it means something. I know those people. I help them. They come for consultation. They do the courses. It means something. I don't want just to count. Every bag that I have, I love it. I know every little corner in the bag. I know how the chain sound is. I love it. You don't need 100 things to be happy. So remove yourself from social media and really start living in the real life. Social media is playing with your mental health, isn't it? Tell me honestly, you're using social media and you're completely happy. You're not. It's a complete lie. They're programming you. Look at your phone and look how much time you spend on social media. And I will tell you, even go deeper with the YouTube. I know that you watch lovely videos and you're learning and you're improving, but really pay attention. What am I watching? You don't need to watch everything. Do you know what is the reason that I'm not posting every day? Do you know what is the real reason? Because this is TV, this is luxury. This is like a program. You listen, you get fulfilled with the luxury food. This is not fast food. I will never do video for 5 minutes. What is this? Is it salad? But I'm hungry. Give me normal food. So you come to fine dining. I'm the chef. I'm in my luxury restaurant. Obviously, you can see you're surrounded with luxury, and I want to give you full course meal. So I go point by point. I'm teaching you. I'm not even teaching you. I'm reminding you. You know all these things. And I'm going step by step to feed you with the luxury food. The reason I'm not posting every day, because first of all, it's unreasonable. Second of all, I have a busy, beautiful life where I'm very happy, and I will never be posting every day because of the time. Third of all, it's unacceptable to post every day. Why are you posting every day? What is this desperation and validation seeking? Fourth of all, it doesn't cost, it doesn't serve any cause. What's the point constantly being on a feed of people every day? Watch my videos. You will feel fed up. You'll be like, it's too much. Have you noticed these people who have their channels or Instagrams and they're posting every day and it's overwhelming? It is suffocating you. You are like mute stories, mute pictures, mute posts. It's too much. You cannot eat steak every day. You can eat steak once a week, 2 times a week, 3 times a week, but not every day, 3 times a day. And that's why when people say for the algorithm, you need to post 2, 3 times a day, never in my life will you see me doing that ever in my life. In fact, I say this very often and I joke that, soon when I'm married and I have my kids, I might disappear from YouTube. So you will just, watch my older videos. Or maybe I will appear once a month, but I post on purposely once a week. Maximum I can post twice a week, but that's all. Because I have life. Even if I want to help you, I have life. And for me to be mentally healthy, for you to be mentally healthy, I care about you. I cannot abuse your mind. And lastly, what I want to mention is that I want you to really focus on creating a real life, authentic life, and actually go out more. Talk to people more, join organizations. Instead of working out in your house, go work out in the gym and join the classes. Talk to people, talk to girls and say, do you want to go to the class tomorrow together? Talk to people at the shop. Pursue people with your people skills, not with just, oh, I'm going to be cold. Pursue people. By pursuing, I mean be invested in them. Talk to your neighbors, smile at your neighbors, smile at people in the park. Don't isolate yourself. Go out there. And of course, focus on thinking about family. I want family. I desire family. I desire my husband, or if you're a man, I desire my wife. I desire my children. I desire my little animals, if that's what you want. I desire my house, my car. I desire family. So let me work towards family. All you need to do is to remove yourself from loneliness, from removing yourself from all these aspects that I just named, is to focus on family, building a family life. Now, let's summarize one more time how to deal with loneliness and isolation and how to actually be more connected with people. Number one, you want to determine what is the level of loneliness. If you are spending only one day alone, that doesn't mean you're lonely. It just means you're alone in that one day. Number two, what we want to do is we want to focus on a healthy alone time. That means that when we are alone, we are not saying, I am lonely. We're saying, I'm just on my own, and we're embracing it. And remember, we did a test that you can easily determine how many days per week you're on your own. If they're almost all days per week you're on your own, it means that you are actually suffering from loneliness. You just need to face it, drown in the loneliness, and say, enough is enough. I'm going to go out there and actually be with people. Number three, we learned that actually realizing the original human design is to be with each other. That's why we had tribes, and that's why even God, like I mentioned, he has us, because even he doesn't want to be alone. Even in his Trinity, he has fellowship. We are built to be with each other. We are built to love each other. A person on his own is very weak and usually has mental or physical illnesses. Next one we discussed, number four, is that you need to refuse isolating lifestyle. It means you don't need to be influencer, you don't need to be closed off, you don't need to be alone in your life, because you are not created to be isolated. You are created to be with people, because that means you are going to stay healthy if you are in communication with people. Isolation is determining factor for death. So you really want to avoid that if you want to live long. And the last 2 points we discussed, that you need to remove yourself from social media influence. Delete the apps that you don't need. Don't watch too many YouTube videos. Don't even do too many seminars. Don't attend too many online classes, but be more present in your life. Create a real life and follow people, or watch, even not follow. I think that word has to be changed somewhere in social media, but get influenced in a nice way. Get inspired. This is the right word. Get inspired by people who are actually authentic, who come maybe and talk in their YouTube channel once or 2 times a week. That way you're actually learning healthy way how to watch things, not being on the phone every day. So definitely look into social media. That's the biggest anxiety causing effect, social media. So you really want to illuminate that and actually have real life. And the last one we discussed, that you really want to start planning and having goals of creating your family and creating, family life with a man if you're a woman, or with a woman if you're a man, and start planning and going towards your plan. It means going out, dressing nice, being approachable, being out there. Being out there is everything that you need to do. Just be surrounded with people and watch what will happen. I really wish you to no longer be lonely, to understand that you are created to be together, not alone. Thank you so much for watching. I hope your heart is a little bit lighter today. Know that you're not alone. I'm with you, and God is with you if you believe in God. And I wish you to be surrounded with people who love you and who you love. Thank you again for being in here and actually going through these steps, learning so much new information about yourself. And let me remind you, don't forget to smile today and enjoy your life.